So here the scene. I'm doing this because it's very important. Two sets of things happen definitely in recent times here. And people don't understand that everybody deals with grief differently. And also, everybody deals with trauma, as in what they personally went through, differently also. Now, death is a natural part of existence. And when you lose someone is one thing. But when you lose a part of your body, it's another thing. So what's transpiring right now, I had an interaction with somebody who's an ex-officer, and then I had an interaction with somebody who is going through the chronic menstrual situation called menopause. I say in chronic menstrual situation because the emotions that happen during menopause to some people are different to others. And you see, when you're going through stress, as in emotional distress, financial distress, and anything otherwise, while this is happening, it's going to affect you in many ways. And the reaction that some people get is not deserved. And actions that people not used to is something that affects their kilter a lot. And from that happening, everybody know my professional level. Meaning that working in hospitality, you deal with a lot of people over the past couple of decades. And this is not me showing off. But understand, don't let the masses make you into asses. It's no longer just a phrase. What happens is that people do things to other people and control people on purpose, meaning that manipulate you. It are people who are your friends, and it are people that you want around you. That is why there's friends, associates, and acquaintances. Now, the reason I'm highlighting this, I want you to watch the two clips that I put into this. And helping people. People need to understand when you do something for somebody, a blessing does come back to you naturally. So those who doing stuff to people to control them, it's very hurtful. So with that being said, take a look at this. So I'm making this because it are some people that I don't know if I care for anymore. But I definitely know I did. And it's stupid, the feeling that you feel from situations that they're going through, that you have no control over, and they clearly have no control over. And the worst thing about that is that most ladies don't care what planet they are, how old they are, have a problem with taking responsibility for their actions. And if you don't believe me, just look at Trinidad and Tobago, somebody called Kamla Persad Bissessa, which is a racist alcoholic, but you know, that's how life is. And while recording this, as I said, it has some actions that certain people recently totally blew my mind. And all I have to do is just remain silent, because it's really shocking. Know who to love, know why you love, and definitely know there are people around you that you love that can't hear the truth because it hurts their emotions. So while this, what is on the bottom of us going on, remember that heightens the problem. Yo. So let's do this. And I really have to read this out in truth because somehow people think it's a game what they're doing to Trinidad and Tobago. And it's really insulting. So the Ministry of Education is in crisis. As academic year 2026-2027 approaches, hundreds of workers at the MOE are at home without contracts, and hundreds more are under the threat of not having their contracts renewed. These include BOAs, school social workers, guidance counselors, diagnostic specialists, school psychologists, social education instructors, special educated instructors, student aides, learning support assistants, school safety officers. This is unprecedented as it places the education system at grave risk. Schools without support will soon be reaching breaking point, and the losers will be the children of Trinidad and Tobago. I call on the Minister of Education, Minister Dowlas, to address this untenable situation urgently. Now, why this affects me a lot and it should affect you a lot also as parents and Trinbagonians, is that what we are dealing with right now is situations not controllable, because if they are pushing the opposition out and using AI systems and bots to bad talk us and push racialism and to push divide and conquer, where are the Trinidadians in Trinidad? Just let that sit in. Money isn't everything. Money is a tool. But the thing about it, to the ones who suffer from greed and vanity, this was written in Revelation 3,300 years ago. And what is happening in 2026? We have pedophiles, we have homosexuals, we have extortioners, all in the temple, and all of them are bad talking God. And the godless feeling, while using AI, they're proud to definitely do. We need to get these people out immediately. So recently, within the 2-month span, I've seen somebody curse somebody from nearly Arima to Mayaro while she was driving and he was in the passenger seat. Now, I'm saying that without calling anybody's name at all, and I read this about 16 times, and the same individual called me with a guilt trip because one of his batch members instilled some fear in him from one of my videos. My life real simple. You're a pathological stinking piece of shit, I'm gonna talk about you. But when you're going through medical situations and you don't know what you're going through emotionally, it's kind of disruptive on the mental of the people that actually love you, whether biological family or people that consider you as family now because of what you've been through. It's very serious and this is very real. So, all I can say is pray, because you never know how people will act and move on a different day. Yo, so we carrying on now again. So what is really going on? A lot of them realizing that they're using bot accounts and stuff, but the ones that are using the real accounts, they're getting made out from me and people feeling bad. So what we're gonna start doing is making a channel right now called Make Out the Jackass. And what's also interesting, that people with mental issues, as in the same thing I was talking about, Stockholm Syndrome, you begin to love the people who are oppressing you and think that you want to carry on this weakness onto others. Don't ever do that to somebody who has a brain. And furthermore, lying to continue stealing and raping children is something I'll never call funny. So you fucking rapists, sodomite, pedophiles that are also racist, stealing and really hurting the nation's integrity for decades now. It's going to hurt the nation's integrity for the next few decades. You all are so disgusting. All you want to hold on to power. I have stories from people who were working, in fact I should say, in SAPA. And then furthermore, not just teachers, all the people that all they don't want to renew their contracts, who working with the Ministry of Education. And then Sudat Singh making a statement today. It's very interesting. And you guys want to get respect? You fucking piece of shit sodomite jackass who looks like Hitler. Don't you want to get drunk and call Jolene's name again? You really think people like you, don't you? You have this very big misconception. But I can tell you very well, there's a few people who want to definitely make sure it looks like watermelon. And all they know exactly what I'm talking about. Yo. So here what's going on. I'm purposely making this video in pieces so I can literally read out information of what they did to us for the past 2 days. Ridiculous.
I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Yo, so check this. This is a question that I definitely need to ask. How many times you need to hear something before you begin believing it? You know what asking you that? Something continuously happened this week and last week, what Rambles and myself highlighted. And something else also happened. So what I'm referring to, they are repeatedly using AI bot accounts to bad talk Rambles and myself. And from doing that, people begin, in fact I should say, believing what they're hearing and believing it's true. And from that happening, something definitely seems to be understood from the slow-minded ones and the low-minded ones. If you begin believing everything that you see repeatedly from accounts that have no real pictures, from off statements, from making statements about God, and the reference to racialism and PNM, that should tell you something. Philip Edward Alexander is a different level piece of shit. And Jeff, shortly, Diego Martin people will know your address. And I'm saying that publicly. Because if you're doing this with a government minister, and the laws of Trinidad and Tobago showing that you're actually making AI usage so normal and nonchalant that Philip Alexander can pretend to be Express newspapers and people are believing it, and then bring out a channel called Facts in Your Mother Cunt. Trinidad, I did not stutter. That is on TikTok. You can go and check it out yourself. And then thinking it's normal to make pedophiles be covered up, to pay off police officers to continue people raping children, to going and saying the word PNM again without publicly saying it, and then Kamala is still doing nothing. I respect nothing that witch does. So now, there's different things I'm going to put in this video for you guys to observe, whether it's dealing with kidney situations or whether it's dealing with menopause, also dealing with Stockholm Syndrome. The reason I'm doing that is because it doesn't matter how much in repetition that you play anything over. For me, I don't believe anything that you keep on telling me off the top of my head per se because you say it's true. That's not how beliefs happen. So from that happening, understand, weak minds only lime around weak ideas and content. Also, weak minds discuss people. Great minds discuss ideas. Anytime all you could do is discuss people business, racialism, downgrading people's ethnicity, that is something that you should have not around you. So Philip Edward Alexander, this is which part you crossed the line today. This is which part you definitely fucking crossed the line. So you see that bullshit that's going on? You could ask anybody in Trinidad and Tobago how long I've been working on the road of Trinidad and Tobago in the west side. It's from since 2005. Also, you see when assholes like yourself addicted to white stuff and attention more than people on Murray Street, this is which part you make out yourself. Because stating that I can get 10,000 views, no, you were lying. You were using bot accounts to make that happen. Furthermore, nobody respects you. You said the N-word 787 times from since you have been in your position. Furthermore, you have said PNM 580 times. You don't fool anybody. And fools and his money is usually parted. Your $1.4 million Prado. Why are you driving the MG? Why don't you pay some of the people that you know you're ducking? I'm fed up with this type of shit. The bald-head man who lives Diego Martin, who's born in August, who's St. Kitts and Nevis, kicked away from speaking in a political rally. Notice how silent he is about my name. Notice he's not sending anybody with AI accounts to bother me. I'm a real groundsman. That's why I can travel and I do things. I'm not arrested because there's a certain asshole who originated from Maruga whose mother passed away recently here. He knows who's to go around. You see, lies and my name, they don't come together. So you see, when you're laughing about God, laughing about pedophiles, laughing about homosexuality, laughing about business practices while you have a fake, a shadow minister role, as you say. No, you're not even a fucking shadow. I remember when Susan Lowe reacted, and then certain members of the PSA reacted. And then when you did this shit with the little boy from Bartaria, because yes, most people know I grew up in Bartaria. You don't go and put a little boy on the screen with his mother to make yourself look good. And then his mother's facial expression literally showed that why are you doing this? Yes, only for good PR. Ringleader, how did you feel about that day with the little boy? How do you feel right now? It is the 21st of August. You know, I just always keep it real. You see fake motherfuckers? I'm glad. There's a certain Syrian. He's very eccentric, but he knows never to come around me again. What's very interesting about that is some assholes don't realize that they're really sitting on toilets for the rest of their life. Philip, you're a special type of asshole. You make toilets look like they need to be polished and put in your freaking bedroom. With that being said, I don't tolerate bullshit. I've lost a lot of friends. So you keyboard warriors who hide behind private accounts, making racist statements. Also the assholes who one lost his Canadian visa. Then the next one is related to Carol Sampat, Errol Sampat, and Rohan Sinanan. Then furthermore, the homosexual who came at me yesterday, and everybody from England had to say, yes, he sucks dick in the bar. Yeah. This is how real I am. And I didn't pay anybody to do anything, and I don't use AI in any format. I love my country. I love being truthful. I fear God. And anytime you're trying to hold on to power and make people like you, it comes with a heavy price. So I'm wearing green right now. This is the hoodie from Brooklyn. Everybody know how thick it is. And for the past few days, I've been in Port of Spain well. Whether it's maxi drivers, whether it's people who selling on the road, whether it's former taxi drivers, people who are taxi drivers. I don't tolerate bullshit like that at all. You see assholes like you guys? It have a reason why condoms were made. And definitely is showing up more and more. We're talking about Philip Edward Alexander, Barry Batirat, Saddam Veins, and Ian Shialin. These things are showing up even more so. I don't pay anybody for viewership. My facts bring it out. I talk very normal. I don't ever ask police officers to sleep with certain MTS officers to find out information. I said what I said, and I can highlight the ladies who does do that from MTS. This is how low all you reach to. Trust me, you see the people who sell out. And furthermore, I need to highlight this because NCW, nah. It's stooped to a different level of low. When the people from the Maxi Association were protesting and nobody couldn't get any transport, nobody wanted to travel with you for a reason. How much more robberies they going and set up for your own self to make yourself look good and then make the public not trust you anymore? There's a very good reason asking that question. So I could big up PTSD staff who've passed away, who have taught me things from since I was young. I could bring up racers' names. Racers as in street racers and professional racers who taught me about racing. I can also big up certain Syrians, like this family, because that is how I grew up with them as Philip, Barry, Ian, and Saddam. Understand that Barataria, Diego Martin are very close places in my heart. When you're fucking up Trinidad and Tobago, understand you're fucking up Trinidad and Tobago permanently. Philip, you are a piece of shit of a different level. And all those Canadians who are racist, who are from Trinidad and Tobago, trust me, karma hurts a lot. And people didn't know that I had so much power in Canada that the Canadian High Commission started to look into you all individuals. So continue with the, what you call it, boy? No display picture of statements along with private profiles. It's not going to succeed anymore. So within that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, Trinidad and Tobago, I love you guys. Deuces.